Well, hi, everybody. Welcome to Unit 4 of Romans and Galatians. This week is exciting because we turn to Paul's letter to the Romans, what has been no doubt one of the most influential pieces of literature, not only for the Christian community, but for Western civilization. My hope and belief is that the raw material that we've unearthed contextually about Paul's gospel and Paul's message in the letter to the Galatians is really going to serve as a great foundation for studying Romans. If we've seen anything, I hope, it's that our traditional approach that was really coached up to us by Martin Luther 600 years ago to these texts don't work as well as we might have hoped. Now, I'm thankful for Martin Luther and the way he ignited the Protestant Reformation 600 years ago. But as we've talked about several times during the class and on the discussion boards, Martin Luther read Paul's letters with one question in mind. How do I get to heaven? Is it by works or is it by grace? And although the answer to that important question is no doubt in Paul's letters, that's really not Paul's point of focus. Paul's asking a broader question. Who gets to be a part of the people of God, and what's involved in that entrance? Is it Jesus plus circumcision, Jesus plus Torah, etc., etc.? We've seen his answer in Galatians. Now we're going to turn to Romans, a very different context for Paul, and that Paul's never visited the Roman Christian community. He is writing from afar, and the way he nuances the relationship between Jewish Christianity and Gentile Christianity is very delicate in Romans. In fact, some scholars believe that Paul wrote Romans to temper the firestorm that was created by his harsh rhetoric in Galatians. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun jumping into this. This week you do have a reflection paper due. Keep in mind that this particular reflection paper straddles the material in Units 3 and 4. So you're going to be writing some on the Oaks reading and some on Great House. In addition to the Great House reading this week, you're going to be looking at two pieces, one from N.T. Wright and one from D.A. Carson. D.A. Carson was actually the big name at Trinity Evangelical Divinity School, where I taught my first gig up in the Chicago area. And it's important for you to know that he and N.T. Wright are essentially scholarly arch nemesis. Carson is identified with a more traditional approach to Paul's theology and categories, and N.T. Wright is the figurehead of what has come to be called the new perspective on Paul, and they disagree on a lot. So pay attention to those kind of details as you watch those videos and read the Great House text this week. If I can serve you in any way, please don't hesitate to call. My cell phone number is 404-665-7007, and my email address is jrice@leeuniversity.edu. I will certainly get back to you within 24 hours. Thanks so much. Have a great week.